Fáilte Awali, my friends, welcome back to Our Legends. In today's video we're going to look into the story of the ghost in a bottle, otherwise known as Dr. Meredith's awful visitation. But before we begin our story today, if you can hit the like button, give us a subscribe, it'll mean the absolute world to us. We just hit 1k subs and thank you all so much, it's amazing. I never thought I'd have anywhere close to this many. And as always guys, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think and tell us some of your own ghost stories. Surely you have a few. Now, let's dive into the story of the ghost in a bottle. In the parish church of Ardtria, near Cookstown in County Tyrone, is a large black and white marble monument dedicated to the memory of Dr. Thomas Meredith. Meredith had been rector of the church and lived with his family in the nearby Ardtria Glebe house for 6 years until his sudden death on the 2nd of May 1819. He died according to the words inscribed on the monument as a result of a sudden and awful visitation. Dr. Meredith had studied at Trinity College, Dublin, where he was elected a Fellow of the college and was remembered as a distinguished mathematician. In 1811 he took a Bachelor of Divinity degree and the following year was awarded a doctorate in divinity. In 1813 he retired his fellowship to take up the position of rector at Ardtria, which was open only to those who had held fellowships at Trinity College. Dr. Meredith was remembered at Ardtria for never turning a man away from his door, and always having a few pennies for those who came to him in need. His sudden death at the relatively young age of 42 was the subject of numerous curious stories and legends concerning his shooting at a ghost with a silver bullet. One account of the events was given in a letter written by Reverend Ernest Richard Scott, rector of Ardtria in 1924, to a relative in Ottawa, Canada. Reverend Scott was married to Adelaide Creed Meredith, one of Dr. Meredith's granddaughters. The account goes that Dr. Meredith had employed a governess to look after his 7 children, but this governess became horribly troubled by a ghost that took the form of a lady in white. The ghost was thought to be that of Saint Tria, who had lived in the area during the 5th century and became a hermit at Ardtria following her conversion to Christianity by St. Patrick. As the haunting became increasingly disturbing, Dr. Meredith sought the advice of a friend, who advised that he should lie in wait for the apparition and then shoot it with a silver bullet. He sent his family away, and late that evening, shots were heard. The following day, the rector was found lying face down, half dead, in one of the basement rooms. He was so shocked and troubled that he was unable to give any details of what exactly happened following the discharge of the gun. He died 2 days later. John Seymour, a relative of Meredith's wife, added a little bit more detail to the bizarre events in his 1914 book, True Irish Ghost Stories. Dr. Meredith had shot the apparition with regular bullets, but this seemed to not have any effect. He had then been advised by the friend to use silver bullets, and had sent his family and servants away for the night so he could carry out his plan undisturbed. The following morning, as the servants returned to the house, they were confronted by a hideous ghostly devil who taunted them and made horrible noises through the windows of the house as they approached. The terrified servants sought help from the local Catholic priest. He arrived at the house with a bottle of whiskey. He offered this whiskey to the ghost, which seemed to calm it down until the bottle was nearly empty and the priest went to take the last drop from himself. On this, the ghost changed shape, becoming long and thin like a Loch Ness eel, and slipped himself down into the bottle to get the last few drops. The priest quickly hammered in the cork and sealed the bottle with a sign of the cross. The ghost had been captured. The bottle was then buried in the cellar of Ardtria Church, where on some nights, some people say, its inhabitant can still be heard shouting and screaming to be let out. So that is the story of the ghost in a bottle, and Dr. Meredith's awful visitation. I hope you guys enjoyed today's story. Just remember, if you happen to come across any sealed bottles buried deep underground, probably best leave them sealed. You never know what kind of evil you just may unleash. Thank you so much for watching. This is Jay from Our Legends. Good night and good luck.